The mercenary leader, who led a short-lived mutiny against the Kremlin, is in Russia, and his troops are in their field camps, the president of Belarus said Thursday, raising new questions about the deal that ended the extraordinary challenge to President Vladimir Putin's rule. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko's claim could not be independently verified, and the Kremlin refused to comment on Yevgeny Prigozhin's whereabouts. But Russian media have reported he was recently seen at his offices in St. Petersburg. It was not clear if Prigozhin's presence in Russia would violate the deal, which allowed the head of the Wagner Group military contractor to move to Belarus, in exchange for ending the rebellion and a promise of amnesty for him and his troops. But the reports signaled that the agreement may have allowed him to finalize his affairs in Russia. If that's true, it could suggest the threat posed by Prigozhin has not yet been fully diffused, and that the Kremlin is treading carefully with him until it can figure out what to do with troops who may still be loyal to him. Putin has said that Wagner troops can join the Russian military, retire from service or move to Belarus. Last week, Lukashenko said the mercenary leader was in Belarus, but on Thursday he told international reporters that Prigozhin was in St. Petersburg and could also travel to Moscow if he wishes, while Wagner's troops were in their camps. He did not specify the location of the camps, but Prigozhin's mercenaries fought alongside Russian forces in eastern Ukraine before their revolt, and also have bases on Russian territory. Asked where Prigozhin is, Putin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov shrugged off the question, saying that the Kremlin has neither the desire nor the means to track his movements, but reaffirmed that the deal that ended the mutiny envisaged his move to Belarus. Lukashenko said his government offered Wagner, which has sent troops around the world to fight for Russia's interests, the use of Belarusian military camps, but that the company had not made a final decision. The Kremlin defended the fact that the Wagner Group's leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, escaped punishment for his mutiny, stating that the deal was necessary to prevent significant bloodshed. Lukashenko dismissed suggestions that Russian President Vladimir Putin might order Prigozhin's assassination, stating that he does not believe Putin would resort to such extreme measures. Recently, Russian media outlets published videos and photos of Prigozhin's lavish mansion, featuring stacks of cash, gold bullion, and a photo displaying decapitated heads. The intention behind these publications seemed to be to denigrate Prigozhin, who has portrayed himself as an opponent of corrupt elites, despite his wealth being linked to Putin. The Russian media also shared selfies of Prigozhin in various disguises, including wigs, fake beards, and foreign uniforms, which reflect the Wagner Group's deployments in Syria and Africa. When asked if Prigozhin and his mercenaries would move to Belarus, Lukashenko evaded the question, stating that it depended on the decisions of Prigozhin and the Russian government. Lukashenko expressed confidence that their presence would not destabilize Belarus. Some analysts raised concerns that if the Wagner Group rebelled against its master Russia once, it could pose a threat to Minsk in the future. Lukashenko dismissed the possibility of the mercenaries attacking Ukraine from Belarusian territory. He also confirmed the presence of Russian tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus, stating that they were intended to deter aggression against the country. Lukashenko emphasized that any potential use of these weapons would require consultation with Belarus and would only occur in response to NATO aggression against Russia or Belarus. He assured that these weapons were strictly for defensive purposes and would not be used unless provoked.